I'm Bert Browning. I'm the lead mechanical and design engineer at the Robinson Nuclear Plant located in Hartsville, South Carolina. And I led the project for the design and implementation testing for the ECR 12,000. It's the EH filter skid. We were having problems at Robinson with our EH fluid. We're having the problem was showing in the quad voter sticking. So quad voters are what controls your turbine. You trip a turbine, you trip a nuclear reactor. So it's a big deal. And so we started digging, and all our test results are from our oil, from our complementary oils, were all coming back good. So we started digging, found a EPRI paper written by EPT Clean Oil, and we went through it and realized this is what we need to be testing. Sent them some samples. They sent us some feedback on the test results. And so it became very apparent we need to get some kind of a solution from EPT Clean Oil. And they had a skid, the 12,000, and we got the skid. We got the project approved, and it went because we were really needing this service. We installed this online. We were needing it that bad. We got it, the project went really fast. We got it approved early, and when we got it approved money-wise, we were able to do this in probably 6 months. Normally, because we had so much risk problems we're just not passing the test like we want to. We decided to go ahead and do this project not in one phase, just take the old filter out, the new filter in. We decided to do it in 2 phases. One is to take it, move the existing Fuller filter system downstream, add some valves, put in our new skid, and go from there. But so the first phase was just to get the filter system moved down the existing. Phase 2 was to put in the new system, tie it in, including a new power supply, including taking instrument air, running it to the skid, and getting nitrogen blanketing back to our reservoir tank. So what we did was a factory runoff test, and EPT Clean Oil did a great job. They're Calgary, Canada, but they allowed us to meet in Anderson, Indiana, which made our travel a lot easier for a factory runoff test. We set up the EPT Clean Oil 12,000. Actually set it up and had it running just off of a barrel of oil, but it was showing us all the details, showing us that it could work. So we had our factory runoff test, our tests, all the things, our acceptance test to prove off in Anderson, Indiana. That way we knew we had the unit itself was working. Before the unit got there, we kind of phase 1 moved our existing downstream to make room for valves, make room for additional new power supply, new valves on our instrument air so that we could stay with our original instrument air, or we have the feeder line that goes to the unit. Once the unit came in, we set it in place. We already had it marked out on the floor, set it in place, took the existing unit down, tied in the plumbing, tied in the electrical, tied in the instrument air, nitrogen. And at that point, we had the factory rep was already on site, and we had them showing us the setup stuff, the initial commissioning, and it was fantastic to have them there. They could answer all the questions that we could, stuff associated with the first time initial runoff. And the runoff went fantastic. They showed us how to change oil for the filters, for example. Showed us this is what normal looks like. So some of the results, varnish was reduced 99%. 99% reduced. The varnish precursors, the phenols, that was reduced by 82%, reduced by 82%. And then the patch weights, when we were way out of spec on the patch weights, those were reduced 93%. So we were blown away just at how quickly this is a small unit at 3 gallons a minute, but it was cleaning up in like 8 weeks. We had all of the oil, if you think about it. So huge success. And moisture, we had not even talked about moisture or resistivity. and those came in spec. On the 12,000, there's a feature that if you're going to change the filters, you shut it down and it tells you how, and then you take the vessel lids off, and there's a little hand crank hoist, I'll call it. But you can, instead of having to manhandle a big filter out, no, you got this little hoist. You just winch it up like a boat winch. Simple. It let it hang and drip. Then you can put that filter down, put your new one on, lower it back down. It really just makes it really convenient to replace your filters. There's another one where even to do that, it's got a feature that you go through and you pump the system down. So you use the pump on the skid to pump down the oil so that you are sending it to the reservoir tank. Now that oil's out of the way, which allows you to change your filters without having all the extra oil in them. There's um, there's an automatic, if the temperature gets not lower than 95, it will bypass the ICB filter, but the minute the temperature gets back above 95 on the oil temperature, it will automatically go back. See, it's got a particle counter that you can read live, three zones of particle counting that you can read live. Plus, it's got a touch screen that has all of your history of what's happened. So if you have any warnings, any faults, it's all recorded. It's all right there. There's also an onboard nitrogen system that you present instrument air. It will give out nitrogen from that, produce nitrogen, and then you run that as a blanket on our oil. That's important because we've been running instrument air, and actually we were over drying. Our EH fluid was over too dry. This system not only just does that, but it also monitors the moisture and will cycle off and on as needed to maintain your moisture levels where it needs to be. Absolutely, absolutely. The between the working with EPT clean oil, between that relation, between the test results, between the unit coming in, the factory runoff test, all those were just a home run, 100%. We very highly recommend to other companies that have the same problem.